Sarbat da pala. It's a beautiful word. It's the value that my parents believed in, my grandparents believed in. We want to fulfill it. To remind yourself that your right hand should go to give, not your power is where your focus is. The beautiful souls that are coming together, that are changing lives on a daily basis. That may not show up in newspapers or CNN or Fox News. But you know who you are and you know what you are doing. And you know it's the house you need to build. They feel comfortable because you are prepared. Let's stop pretending we are prepared. They start building trust. But it takes time. I know that. And it's okay. It's okay. I have to understand where people are coming from. My mother tongue is Punjabi. And I just give you one word in Punjabi today. Sarbat da pala. It's a beautiful word. In every prayer I do every morning and every evening, we do 2 prayers, my wife and I together. And we try to hold hands when we can. A gift given to us by a beautiful man who visited our home 18 years ago, the month we got married. And this man said, "You want to stay together for life?" We said, "Yes." It's not in our faith, not just in our faith, forgive me, in our culture, but it's the value that my parents believed in, my grandparents believed in. We want to fulfill it. Especially living in America, it may not be easy. And he said, "Yes, I'll give you a secret." I said, "What's the secret?" Every day you need to spend at least 20 minutes together, sitting in silence with each other. I'm like, "Yeah, that's easy." Remember I mentioned failure? It only took me 12 years to practice what I thought was easy. And last six years to still not perfect, still fail on a daily basis. She is much better. She can be silent for those 20 minutes. And I am trying to take something out of my pocket sometimes, and she pats my hand. "Put that thing away." So I put it away. But I have to build that trust. You have to build that trust. You know who you are. You are a woman. It's harder for you to live in this country, in this world. My wife owns a small business. We owned a small business in Salem first. Now she owns in Central California. And the moment I entered, this is how I empathized with what being a woman in America is. Not because I'm a woman, I'm a man. I went to the business for the first time. All employees came out. Let's not name the business. They all came out. There were 14 employees. They came out. They said, "Sir," or "Mr. Singh." I'm like, okay, this is my first time. So I walked out. I had a little food there, and I walked out. And my wife came home after a little not happy. She goes, "Can you not please come back to the business?" I said, "Why?" "They all think you are the owner. And we have never mentioned that I am the owner. In fact, she is the owner on paper, legal paper. She owns 100% stock. And my wife is smart. She does own 100% stock." And I'm okay. I'm more into thinking, teaching, mediating. But it's fascinating. Look at the assumption in Salem, Oregon. A very good-looking, a man walks into the... I have to make you laugh because I'm talking about serious topics, right? A man walks in and he's the owner. And that day I realized, I promised that I'll never step into your business. I never did. It's her business. She needs to gain respect. So we need to help when we see injustice being done. And that's my identity. And that's why on my right-hand side, I wear kada. That's another part of Sikh man's identity. Forgive me, I'm being vulnerable, but that is one way to build trust. Is be extremely vulnerable. A kada, a gift given to us. You know what this symbolizes? It may look like a bangle, but it's a kada. It was usually worn in the olden times for what? Anybody? Sword fighting, excellent. Sword fighting, why? Because if somebody's fighting and I didn't bring my sword with me, what do? Defense. And what happens? This used to be thicker. What will this do? It will save my arm from being cut. Because a natural defense is this. Natural defense is this, and I'll save my arm. So now, then it became a gift given to remind yourself that your right hand should go to give, not to take. We live in a world where we need reminders that we are here to give, not to take. That's CADRE. That is your bangle for Sikh men, Sikh women, and not just Sikh, Hindu men and women wear it too. Some Jewish men and women in India started wearing it. Some Christian men and women started wearing it. Perfectly fine. We do not have a trademark on this CADRE. You should wear it too if you feel like it. Why? Because we are one. Why not? Why not? So I gifted to all my good friends. And actually, in fact, most of my good friends are all from different faiths. I have a Jewish good friend, I have an African American Christian good friend. I have a woman friend, she happens to be Muslim, and she happens to be a doctor from London. I gifted her my CADRE. The reason is just to show I don't see difference. Trust is like a house that you're building your entire life. You put the foundation by saying hello to someone. Imagine your first date, what you have to do. Look nice, hopefully smell nice, hopefully be prepared with a smile, hopefully not looking your phone when you are sitting with the first date. And imagine that time and imagine all the excitement in your body, but you know that in the very first date, she or he is not going to trust you right away, isn't it? They will not trust you right away, isn't it? It may take time for them, her, or him. Why? Because trust takes time, remember? You have to be consistent, showing up once for one date. So I took a dean of a law school from Willamette, just 45 minutes south from here, once to India. And I was telling him about my love for India. I was telling him that I've learned that Indian train system doesn't still believe in time. And I had just come back from Japan where trains are on the dot, if you haven't been, right? I mean, if they're, I guess, a minute late, they have to apologize and all of that. That doesn't happen in India. So we're in Delhi railway station and the train is on the dot. It was supposed to be at noon, it's on the dot. And my good friend at that time, his name is Curtis. Curtis looks at me and he goes, cross-cultural expert. Teaching people cross-cultural negotiation, building trust through your stories. And you said Indian trains are late. And I don't know what color skin I got that day, blue, red combination. I am embarrassed. I'm like, how did this happen, right? And then God saved me, because I believe in God. God saved me right then, in the form of a conductor. A conductor is a train guy who conducts the train. I don't know what you would call it in our country. Conductor, he comes out, English is not our first language. He comes out with a white flag. And then he pulls out the red flag. And I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And he shouts at the top of his lungs, do not board this train. This is yesterday's train is 24 hours late. And suddenly I look back at Curtis. Trust is about honesty. You don't make up stuff. You have to be honest. So in one of my speeches, I spoke with my grandfather, and literally, there's a British guy, he's also a mediator. He comes to me afterwards. How do I trust your story about your grandfather is right? So I called my father. My father found a certificate given by Indian government that my grandfather served in Indian freedom movement. I took a picture of the certificate. I sent the certificate to him. He lives in London. He comes back the email. How do I know this certificate is authentic? I'm like, all right, so some people will never trust you. That is not your focus. Your focus is the people who can trust you, and there are many. I have taken, now I'm not good in it, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's a beautiful art. It's literally a beautiful art. It doesn't matter how big you are, because I'm a big guy, right? Someone thinner, half your size can put you down. And trust me, they have. So my instructor is like literally half my size, right? He's 150 pounds, I am somewhere around, so moving on. Why are you laughing? You keep laughing. So so he puts me down on the floor and he's got this, this clutch around my neck and I can't breathe. And you know what you do in Jiu-Jitsu when you can't breathe? You tap like this, giving hint to your instructor, your boss at that moment, not only your boss, the person who can kill you, dude, I can't breathe. He's not letting me go. I think he wanted to pull this ego out of this Sikh man that day, that you think you're a warrior just because you wear a turban. Let me teach you who the warrior is. And he was right. And then I'm tapping with both hands. And he says, "You're not listening to me." Listening. He said, "I was looking at you. You're not looking back at me. You're looking at the ground." And he switched to Mr. Singh. When someone calls me Mr. Singh, I know I'm in trouble. He said, "Mr. Singh," yes, "your power is where your focus is." So I'm not focused on one mediator in London who's questioning what I said. I'm focusing on all of you, the beautiful souls that are coming together, that are changing lives on a daily basis. Lives that matter, lives that may not show up in newspapers or CNN or Fox News, but lives that equally matter. Stories that are not being told, stories that are being made fun of on national television. But you know who you are and you know what you are doing, and you know every day when you wake up that your work is not easy. You know every evening when you go home that you take stories with you, stories that are draining, that hit your soul, not just your body and your mind, but you still do it next day. Not because of $2.5 million check you're making, oh sorry, right? Trust is the house you need to build. You have to lay the foundation like the first date. You have to find the right windows, the doors. You have to build rooms by care. You have to build the second floor by care. Each room has its own quality. It's being designated. When someone enters your home and they feel comfortable, you have built trust. But they feel comfortable when you invite them in. They feel comfortable because you are vulnerable. So in this little exercise we did where you shared a story about someone you trust, which I asked you to do, you invited someone into your heart, about your father, about your wife of 54 years, about somebody dear in your family like your mother. You invited the entire group to your homes through those stories. And just like the gentleman who changed my life 18 years ago, though it took me 12 years to listen to him, I'm sharing something that may hit you 12 years from today. I hope it doesn't take that long. Share your story. There's nothing wrong. Share your weakness. There's nothing wrong. In fact, the last tip I'll give you before I move on, you want to be a good leader and you go to a meeting when you're not prepared, let's stop pretending we are prepared. Let's say, "Hey guys, Monday morning, isn't it? Folks, I apologize. I did not prepare today. I have no idea what's on our agenda. I didn't even open my email. What do you folks think we should do today?" And that is the leadership that we need. A leadership based in humility. You do that every day, but sometimes we put on what? We put on a mask.